Slap him.
10 lame supervillains you've never heard about. Something tells me the following lame supervillains aren't going to be making an appearance on the big screen anytime soon. From a racist anthropomorphic egg to a HIV-ridden vampire, join us as we read through some of the worst supervillains ever created. The Condiment King. To ease us into this list is the utterly ridiculous Condiment King. This bizarre supervillain is part of the DC universe, first appearing in Batman the Animated Series. Condiment King, aka Mitchell Mayo, wields the power of ketchup and mustard in 2 giant guns. He can also sometimes induce anaphylactic shock when he fires off his nut-based sauces. Admittedly, DC did write this villain as comic relief, paying homage to the 1960s TV series Batman, starring Adam West with its droll condiment-related puns. It's later revealed that Joker brainwashed comedian Buddy Standler into becoming the fearsome Condiment King. Snowflame. Villain to the now infamous New Guardian, Snowflame gains his powers by smashing copious amounts of cocaine. Hailing from Colombia, this drug-addled mobster worships the god of cocaine, drawing on its effects to fuel his villainous mayhem. Upon snorting a rail of the white stuff, he gains superhuman strength, immunity to pain, quick reflexes, and the ability to make people high upon touch. Turns out he's not so much a supervillain as he is a poor drug-dependent soul that can't get the help he needs. Egg Foo. Created in 1965 as an adversary to Wonder Woman, Egg Foo is a horribly racist caricature that speaks with a phonetic Chinese accent. Compiling of almost every Asian racial stereotype, this giant communist egg whips his opponents with a long, well-groomed mustache. Yep, let's move right along, shall we? Captain Nazi. For decades, comic book writers have used World War II as inspiration for their characters. The Nazis were often go-to adversaries for our do-good superheroes, especially so in the 1940s and 50s. Through genetic alteration by his scientist father, Captain Nazi is given superhuman strength and agility and is seen as the ultimate specimen to do Adolf Hitler's bidding. He's a tall, fair-skinned, blonde, buff dude that gains strength from Nazi idealism. He can also huff a special gas that allows him to fly. Penny Plunderer. Penny Plunderer, also known as Joe Coin, is a DC Universe villain. Created in 1947, this green pinstripe-suited anti-hero is obsessed with pennies. Originally a newspaper salesman, Plunderer was fired when he was caught stealing pennies from the kitty. It was from there that his penchant for coins only grew more intense. In the comic Penny Plunderers, he captures Batman and Robin and places them in an oversized penny-shaped death trap. Batman foils his plan by somehow making a radio out of coins to signal for help. Kite Man. Yep, this guy is about as lame as he sounds. Waiting to catch just the right gust of wind, this ridiculous villain employs the use of kites to perform his dastardly deeds. When confronted by enemies such as Batman, he throws handfuls of smaller kites at them before escaping on the breeze. He's eventually defeated by Hawkman after flying into a tree. Later, Kite Man is killed and eaten, yep that's right, eaten by Bruno Mannheim, one of Metropolis's most powerful gangsters. Turner D. Century. This awful supervillain is motivated by a love of early 20th century ideals. He dresses in pre-World War I era clothing, sports a wispy mustache, white trousers, a striped coat, and a straw boater hat. He has a hatred for cultural and social change and believes everyone ought to act according to early 20th century aristocratic etiquette. He rides around on a tandem bicycle shooting flames out of a modified umbrella. His ultimate weapon is known as the Time Horn, designed to kill anyone under the age of 65. Jihad. This 25-foot tall green genie is obsessed with world domination, facing up against the Fantastic Four. Now talk about awful timing, Marvel unveiled Jihad, the supervillain, just 11 days prior to the September 11 attacks in New York. For very obvious reasons, Marvel has scrapped this character never to be used again. The HemoGoblin. This ghastly vampire created by DC is part of a white supremacist group bent on eliminating all non-white ethnicities. He embodies all the usual vampire tropes like enhanced senses, immortality, thirst for blood, regeneration, and so on. But the truly weird part of this character is that he has HIV. He can pass this on by biting his enemies and did so to Jet, one of the New Guardians. Asbestos Man. Created in the early 60s, this bizarre supervillain has a flame-retardant suit made of asbestos. He often dukes it out with the Fantastic Four's Human Torch, where on one occasion he was able to beat him because of his perfectly safe asbestos armor that can deflect fire. This character highlights the ignorance of the people in the 60s still unaware of the dangers of this highly toxic substance. In the 2011 Marvel comic book storyline Fear Itself, Asbestos Man is revealed to have developed cancer from his special suit and is forced to live in an oxygen tank. However, in another comic, the Human Torch mentions that he died some years earlier.
Slap time!
As always, thanks heaps for watching. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the content. If you're new, then why not subscribe? Also, remember to turn on channel notifications because we have new content coming out each and every week. And this is a Slap Time.